Alright guys, welcome to another episode of Schmattz Outdoors. We're just getting ready. I think I got my truck, everything in there. Last night I went through and I got all my coyote trapping stuff up to date. I did end up getting 5 coyote sets in and 2 raccoon sets before it got dark, before I started skinning. And today I'll probably put in the 6th one that I didn't get in last night, and maybe some snares. We'll see. I think they're traveling down through our pasture in a couple spots, so I might hang a few snares around just to, maybe I can catch them that way instead of trying to foothold them. But otherwise, I don't really have a whole lot for you. Yesterday I went through, did a full maintenance day on the line. I remade a couple dozen sets probably, and I touched them up. I relured all the sets. I had 6 that were completely set off or not working at all, so I got them remade. It happens. I should have been doing maintenance day probably a week ago. I should have did one and then did another one yesterday, but I just didn't have time, or didn't take the time, I guess. That's part of the struggle every year for me, is just to try and do a maintenance day. It's a lot of work just to go and update sets and make sure they're all working. I know I should be doing it more often, but it's one of those deals. That's part of the way I trap, I guess. I need to be better at it. So I did a maintenance day yesterday on Friday. Probably towards the end of this next week I'll be doing, like probably Thursday again, I'll probably be doing another maintenance day, just because if they're not working, they're not catching. That's the way it goes. And like I said, this time of year, if I catch 1 animal per day, I am water trapping around that beaver house, so there's a chance I'll have animals there pretty much any day I have sets there. But once I pull those water sets, it's getting late enough in the season. The raccoons are pretty much done running. I might pick up a couple here towards the end of next week. It's supposed to warm up a bit. Otherwise, I think the skunk should be done, thankfully. So it's going to be basically just fox and coyotes from now on. So, I could go 2 or 3 days or even a week without catching one, and then I could catch 6 in one day. So you just never know. So I'm going to try and bring you whatever I can for footage. Hopefully we get out there on the line. I got something to show you today now that all my sets are working again. So let's get out there and get after it. All right, guys, so I'm a ways through my line already. I apologize for the wind if it's bad. It's blowing like 15 to 20 out here. It's not the most comfortable day. At least it's around freezing today and now at 10 degrees. You can see behind me, I'm by this little farm place. I've showed you this a bunch. Looked like something been going in there, and I can see in my box here, I got a skunk. So I just added this 220 over the top of this culvert. There's kind of a gap there, and I'm hoping I might try and put something in that gap so they don't try and go under the trap, but it's just not ideal. I can't get my H-stand pushed in how I'd like it. I don't know how else to hold my 220 over that thing so it's solid enough when they push up that it sets it off. So, and you also got to leave a little bit of room between the trap and the top of that culvert so it can actually snap. So I don't know, I might wad up some grass and try and plug up like this, this gap in here, and so they don't try and go under the trap. But otherwise, we'll get this skunk taken out of here. That's the first catch of the day, so I don't know if that qualifies as not getting skunked since I caught something, but I caught a skunk. So I don't know. You guys figure that one out. All right, guys, so I've showed you this guy before. You got this big block of woods. There's a field edge here, and this fence line comes down. These are a couple of the few sets that I didn't come out and actually physically check yesterday, just because I was just out here a couple days ago. I had a coyote in this set a couple days ago, and one the day before that, or a couple days before that, and then a double on coons here. But today I got Rocky the raccoon here, and I see that this set is set off. There are deer tracks right here on the ground, and here, and here, and this is deer track too. So I'm about 98% certain that was a deer set that one off. That's why I do a full maintenance day. So I'm actually going to dispatch this coon right away, and then I'll remake this set first because my hands will be clean, and then I'll get the coon out of here and get this reset. That's a good sized coon. He might be flirting with 25 pounds. So, I mean, that's a good sized coon anywhere, but you know, a good sized one around here. Looks like he's full, well furred. I mean, that's going to be about as good as they're going to get around here. He's easy a 4X coon if he isn't bigger than that. So, all right, so I'm not officially skunked now. I don't know. It was kind of a rhetorical question before, but you know, anyway, you can put your comments below whether you think catching a skunk makes it so you're not skunked, or catching a skunk makes it so you are skunked. I'd like to hear you guys' opinions on that, so leave a comment down below. Alright guys, I'm at a location I haven't shown you. This is one of the ones I just set up it's 4 days ago now. I did not drive out and check these sets yesterday because again I just set them 4 days ago, and I figured they should have been working. Shouldn't be a high deer traffic area or anything like that, so if they're set off it's going to be, you know, target animals setting them off. I do have a catch here. We're going to get out and show you what I got going on. There's a big wildlife right here, and I actually was catching muskrats. This is where I had the 11 sets that I kept catching, you know, between 6 and 8 muskrats in. That's that slough right here. It's like a quarter and another like 100 acres of wildlife, kind of with the road splitting in half. So and then what I'm on, I don't know if you could see, so there's a fence line behind me and it runs up this way, and the road is kind of up by those telephone poles, and then there's these pine trees here run up, and they stop short of this. I walked out here and called coyotes last winter, and this whole area was just beat down with coyote tracks. Excuse me. So I got permission from the landowner to set a couple sets out here just to see how they do. So this is the first time I've ever set this. Like I said, coyote hunting kind of led me to the spot. I'm assuming like on the other end of this pine trees, so these run a full mile or a half mile, I guess, to pine trees. There's another bigger wildlife over that way too. So I'm wondering if they don't catch these pine trees and then head this way, but you know, kind of run from one wildlife to the next. But we'll get out here quick and show you what I got going on. Give you a little better look around here. So again, we got the fence line going up that way, this big wildlife out here, and then a fence line, and it runs, you know, a couple miles actually that way. And I have 2 sets here. I put one right on the fence line, and I'm not gonna get real close, I'm upwind of him, but I got a real big skunk cotton in a set right here. And then over here I have another set, and I got myself a nice looking coyote over here. We're not going to mess around with them too long, but we'll get both of these guys dispatched and these sets remade. This coyote set's going to be a little tricky to get reset because there's not nothing for backing now, but we'll get her remade the best I can. Alright guys, so we're going to make this kind of quick because I have a catch, but don't look like he's caught great, and I don't like how he's jerking the trap. So I'm sitting in the truck. He's calm while as long as I'm in here. So I've showed you this set before. What I got is, you know, there's this draw right here, runs around, and it runs back there. And then what I have is some strong skunk smelling whir here blowing down into this draw. This is the set that I had a single one day and then the double on coyotes the next day. So there's 2 sets here. I only got one today. The other set didn't look like it was disturbed, but I'll check it as long as I'm here, and I'm probably re-whirred as long as I'm here anyway. I did not re-whir these yesterday just because I had made catches in these, so I knew they were still working. We'll get out and quick show you what I got here. Like I said, he's caught by a back leg, which I think I told you before. I only basically catch like one a year. I think this is the second one this year, and might even be the second one in this spot that I've caught by the back leg. We'll quick show you what he is, and then I'm going to try and get him dispatched. I don't want him jerking out of there. But yeah, it looks like I got him just by a few toes. The last one was just by a few toes. Most of my catches are deep in the trap, so it's, you know, this is why I used closed jaw traps, not offset jaw traps. Those toe catches, man, if you toe catch in offset jaws, you may not have that coyote. That last one I literally had by 2 toes, you know, so, and the one toe was kind of in between the jaws, so that toe might not have been holding nothing. I may have had that coyote by 1 toe in an offset jaw, if he was still even there, because he was jerking that trap pretty good as soon as I could see him. So we'll get out here. You know, you can argue offset or closed jaw, but I'm a closed jaw guy. I do have a few Bridger number 3s, you know, dogless that are offset, just because I've gotten them as a free gift from Minnesota Trapline products when I've ordered, you know, supplies from them. So I will take them. You know, they're nice traps. I've caught badgers in them, coons in them, and coyotes in them, and they work really nice. I just don't like the offset jaws. I would probably have a bunch of them if they weren't offsets. But all right, we'll get out and quick show you this guy. Like I said, I'm not going to mess around too long. I'm not going to really show you too much here. I'm just going to show you the catch, and we'll get him dispatched and get moved on here. All right, so there he is. So the other set's right over here. And like I said, this was a flat set with gusto in it and caster, just pure like backbreaker in here. Like I said, that set doesn't look disturbed. There's no even tracks over there, so I probably won't even walk over there. But yeah, I got him by a back foot. Like I said, I don't want him jumping around too much, so this is as close as I'm gonna get. But looks like a nice coyote again. I do feel like as the season's going on, this is number 22 for me for the year now in 15 checks. This is the 15 check. I do feel like I'm catching way less rubbed ones, and they're getting nicer and nicer with less and less burrs in them. So I feel like I kind of got the stragglers, ugly ones, hopefully thinned out, and now I'm picking off some of the nice ones. So at least that might be worth something anyway to the fur buyer. So all right, we'll quick get this guy dispatched and get this set remade, and hopefully I got more to show you today. What I have here, I'll get out and show you guys, but like I said, it's windy out, and I'll throw my hat back on. Unfortunately, I think I have another coyote caught by the back foot. Not ideal, and not in the setup that I have him caught in, but we'll throw my hat on here. So this is a new set that I put in 4 days ago again. It does seem like they have to kind of weather in just a little bit. I mean, whether it takes coyotes that long to get by them, or if they just smell too much humidity that it scares them away before, you know, I try to be as scent free as I can, but you know, you're kneeling on the ground, whatever, you know, I use a kneeling pad, but you're kneeling there, you know, you're disturbing the area, all that, you're walking around a little bit, back and forth to the truck. You know, I try to minimize that too, but I don't know, it takes them a little bit to weather in. So I'll get out quick and I'll show you what I got going on here. This is the only set that I've ever used like this. This is the second time I've used it like I have it. I'll tell you what I'm talking about in a bit, but it works good. I'm glad I decided to do this. I mean, so far so good. It's worked on one coyote before, and it worked on this coyote, and I'll show you explain to you what I got going on once I get out here. All right, so what I have here is just a chunk of CRP grass. So I mean, the field is, or the edge of the road, or the road is literally right here, and looking this way you can see this hay bale. The road is right here, you know, and over here you can see that sign. So that's the corner of this thing. So all it is, I mean, it's maybe, boy, I don't even know if it's 100 yards square, but out on this corner I put a coyote set, and I've had it here in the past, and the trouble I had before was the coyotes would be setting right out in the wide open, and everybody that drove by would see them, and I had people literally parked on the road looking at them as I pull up to check them, you know, and that's definitely not what I want. I mean, you can see here, like, my dirt hole isn't even disturbed. So what I have is I actually have a slide cable, an 1/8 inch cable. You can see the end of it right here, and it cuts right through here. And this coyote is out here, and what I did is I took gray electric fence post, and I just stabbed it in like right over here. So I figured, well, if something gets caught, it's gonna knock my pole down and I'll know he's caught. But yeah, like I said, I got a nice coyote here. I did put it, so here's some logic too. I put it just around the corner because the northwest wind is going to be blowing that way. So you can see I'm just around the corner. I could have maybe put it over there, but I like it on this side. And like I said, the wind blows across this thing. And then like on a south wind, like it has been last night, or was last night, it was right where it needed to be. So, but you could see this coyote was perfectly laying down. I could not see him with binoculars. He never moved until I literally parked my truck right there, and then he got up. And, you know, I could see him laying there, but then that's when he got up. But I do have him caught by a back foot, but he's in there deep. Like I said, I had electric fence posts like standing like just so it was off of my cable, so it wouldn't get tangled up in my cable. So it's here someplace, I would assume. But yeah, like I said, I just have I have a stake pounded in there, and I have another stake pounded in here, and this is the second time I've used this type of set and slid him out here. Out of sight, out of mind. Even like you just give them something to hide in. A lot of times they'll be laying down, like a lot of times when I check my sets, they'll be laying down trying to hide the best they can. Nobody driving by would have ever seen this coyote unless he happened to be up and bouncing around a little bit, but as soon as it got light, he's going to be laying down trying to hide. So he don't even have the grass and stuff tore up all that bad. So I don't know, he's maybe hasn't been caught that long, but I do have him caught by a back foot. It's deep in there, so I'm not real worried about him getting out. I do have, so my cable here is an 1/8 inch cable for the sliding wire, and I have just a L bracket slider lock on there like you would use for beaver. It's nothing heavy duty or anything like that. All it's got to do is just get him over here. He's not going to try and run back that way, or for the most part he ain't going to try and run back out in the open. So all right, I don't know why he's just laying there. He ain't even really, like, I can't see him laying there, but we'll get him dispatched, and like I said, we'll get the set. The set isn't hardly disturbed, so basically just drop the trap back in there, you know, cover it back over. I'll rebait and lure it as long as I'm here. But all right, that makes 3 coyotes for today, and I may have misspoke. I'm not even real sure, honestly, if I had 21 already before I started today, or if the first one I caught today was 21. But either way, this is number 23 for sure. If it isn't 24, I'll check when I get home, and that's in 15 checks, and I have probably a third of my line left to check today. So things are really going good, better than I could even expected for what I started out with. So all right, we'll get this guy taken care of, and we'll get moved on. Alright guys, so I'm back at this beaver house here. I checked the set that's out here in the middle. That one's still set. I checked this one that was in the first run there. That one's still set. But the set here where I had the big beaver yesterday is unset. I don't know what's in it. I just checked to see if the trap was unset. It is. Ooh. And I got an empty trap. Well, that could have been anything, but I don't know. I'm not so sure. With the big beaver, you know, a 60 pounder and a 41 pounder, I would sure think there'd be little ones, but we're gonna leave these for one more check and just see what happens. I mean, I can leave them for longer than that. It's supposed to stay somewhat mild, so we shouldn't have a ton of ice. There's only like a ½ an inch today, so. All right, I will get this one reset and we'll move on. All right guys, I made it through the rest of the line, event free. No catches, no set off traps that I could see. So we'll give you a quick rundown on what I ended up catching for the day. Turned out to be a pretty darn good day. If I keep telling you, I mean, if I catch one land animal per day from now till, well, 2 weeks from now when I quit trapping, that'll be a win. So to have a day like today, I mean, this is just bonkers, but we'll take it. And it's got a little work ahead of me of skinning tonight. Again, I want to maybe try and just get everything skinned before dark or quick as I can, and I'd like to go deer hunting for at least the last little bit, even if it's just right at dark or whatever. But we'll see. I do have the 32 muskrats. I will get fleshed out tonight and get them on stretchers, so I can do that after dark, my beams in the house and everything. So what I ended up with here, I'll give you a quick view. So we got 2 skunks in the bags, the 1 raccoon. This is the first coyote I caught. I would say that's probably a pup, this year's pup. You can just kind of compare the size. That guy, I would say this is a normal adult, and then this guy here is a little bit bigger adult. This is a big male. This one here, oh, this is a little male, and this is a little male. So, but I would say this is this year's pup. This one here is probably, it might be this year's pup too, but I would say this is an adult. Just looking at, like, you look at like here to here compared to this one, you know. This one's like 2 inches taller or whatever, and then this guy's quite a bit bigger. But so this is the first one. They all have real nice fur. They're getting, you know, nice thick undercoats now. That one don't have the best guard hairs, which pups typically don't. This guy here, that's, you know, a pretty darn looking nice looking dog. And then this guy here, I mean, you can tell this guy's a little lighter, then this guy's a little darker, and then this guy here, he's got the nice white belly that they're looking for. That's by far the lightest coyote I've caught all year. And even, like, you know, and I don't know, it just, he even's got like a white colored face and everything. So 3 nice coyotes. There are a few burrs. He's got a burr there and a couple here up in his neck, but they're full furred. None of these are rubbed. These are all going to be, you know, top quality coyotes when I get them put up. So, you know, I will hurry to get them skinned because I want to go hunting, but I'm also going to take my time. I will not, you know, rush to and tear holes in them or anything like that, or cut holes. You know, I'll forego deer hunting just to make sure that these get done right. I mean, we could be talking $150 worth of coyotes up to maybe even, you know, $250 worth of coyotes just from these 3. So I want to make sure I take my time. You know, I don't want to cut one hole and have to sell it, I mean, and lose 25 to $50 depending on the coyotes. So all right, I think that'll be it for today. I want to say I appreciate you guys watching my videos. Hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, give me a thumbs up if you like the content that you're seeing, and don't be afraid to leave a comment. Again, I kind of want to hear your guys' opinion. If you catch a skunk, technically you had a catch, so you're not skunked on the line, but you caught a skunk, so does that still mean you're skunked? I don't know, I'd like your opinion on that. So leave a comment below what you guys think about that. Otherwise, we'll see you out on the line tomorrow.